and a non-governmental organization sues for the well-being of a girl child. Hello there, good evening. Thank you for joining us on the news desk of NTA Channel 5 Abuja at 7. I am Tessie Omeri and we begin on politics. David Ombugadu has emerged winner of the People's Democratic Party governorship primary election in Nasarawa State, having scored 247 votes to defeat his only contender, General Nuhu Angbazu, retired, who scored 203 votes. Suleiman Musa has details.
Security. It was a race between David Ombugadu and General Nuhu Angbazu, retired, after former Minister of Information Labaran Maku had withdrawn just before the election. David Ombugadu was declared winner after scoring the highest votes of 247, while General Nuhu Angbazu scored 203. Winner of the election, David Ombugadu commended the exercise, thanked the delegates and the party for giving him another opportunity to fly the flag of the party in 2023 elections.
That is our collective decision that we're going to work for our people. I want to make it very clear to all of us who have contested, there must be a winner, there must be a loser. But in this case, all of us are winners.
Meanwhile, Musa Galadima has emerged the winner as PDP standard bearer for Nasarawa West Central District, while Bulus Babawi won for Kefi Karu and Kokona Federal Constituency, and Ibrahim Dogora emerged as flag bearer for Nasarawa Toto Federal Constituency. From Nasarawa, Suleiman Musa, NTA News.
And Chairman Abaji Area Council Abdurrahman Ajia has emerged the APC standard bearer of Abuja South Federal Constituency in the just concluded House of Representatives primaries held in Kwali Area Council. Ifoma Ojinta has details.
Abdurrahman Ajia polled 99 delegate votes to defeat his closest opponent, Yahaya Musa Mohammed, who polled 81 votes. Other aspirants are Kamal Shoaibu, 18 votes, and Sadiq Lawal Abubakar, 0.
This is to announce that Honorable Abdurrahman Ajia Abayaro do return as the elected person for the primary election for Abuja South.
Those are no Abaji workers. You know that they are candidates. So victory is for us.
Meanwhile, Chairman Abuja Municipal Area Council and one of the aspirants contesting for the House of Representatives, Amagbari Federal Constituency, Abdullahi Adamu Candido, has formally withdrawn from the race. Speaking to newsmen, the former aspirant, however, maintained that he remains a loyal member of the APC.
For peace to reign, as far as I notice that things are not going the way it should be, I have decided to withdraw in the interest of this party and in the interest of of my populace for peace to reign. That is just the case.
In a related development, one of the aspirants, Dr. Lazarus Gaza, also announced his withdrawal from the race.
I have decided to withdraw from the contest so that I do not participate in the election that never held. However, I need to say clearly that I'm still a bona fide card-carrying member of our great party, APC.
They enjoined their supporters to remain calm. Ifoma Ojinta, NTA News.
Meanwhile, as political campaigns ahead of the forthcoming elections gather momentum, indiscriminate display of posters is now a common sight on the streets of Abuja, thereby defacing the beauty of the environment. Chidima Nagamo brings us details of this ugly development.
As the tempo of political activity is heightened, more posters of political aspirants have continued to litter the city. The sanitation menace posed by the indiscriminate posting of posters in public places has again attracted attention by stakeholders.
Imagine how much the government would generate if people putting up posters are charged for every posters placed on the walls or streets around the FCT. Democracy entails the rule of law, supremacy of law among others, but the reverse seems to be the case. To some who do not see anything wrong in going against the law, thereby defacing the environment with posters.
Since 2012, and I will tell you, it has been a big case because there was a time the FCT administration even asked us to go for a meeting with them, with all the political parties. So we went from one political party office to the other, just to follow up on them and discuss this issue of indiscriminate posting of posters on walls of FCT. So, but the truth is that after all said and done, they will tell you that there's nothing they can do, they can't control it, that the only thing we can do is to continue to encourage them encourage the populace, which are the politicians, on the need to do it properly.
Over the years, the Federal Capital Administration had banned indiscriminate display of posters as it litters public space, it constitutes an eyesore and destroys the beautification of the environment.
So there was a time we come up with an idea of a board at junctions. Like Beggar Junction now, we have a board. If you have a posters, just go and put it on that posters. But it didn't work. These people come out in the middle of the night to put on posters on street furnitures. They start their work maybe around 1 p.m. and they will do it in the early hours of the morning.
Observers say there must be commitment and consciousness to proper environmental practice, as this will help to maintain environmental cleanliness.
Chidima Ansi, Agomo, Nta News.
Many thanks, Chidima, for that background report. And with me in the studio to discuss the defacement of public infrastructure with posters and bills is the Director, Department of Outdoor Advertisement and Signage. He is DOA's Dr. Babagana Adam. You're welcome to the News at 7.
Thank you very much for having me.
All right, pleasure. Political aspirants and individuals are defacing the walls of public property with posters and so many other handbills and all that. There are existing laws, you know, to checkmate this.
Yes, under the Abuja Environmental Protection Board Act, we have a section, I think section 45 or thereabout, giving us the power to arrest through the police and other security agencies and prosecute to the courts, so that they can be taken to correctional facility and also fined. Just 3 days ago, around 8 p.m., we arrested, on Wednesday to be specific, we arrested a bus load of posters of one of the presidential candidates with buckets of starch, where people were indiscriminately just pasted across the city. And we reported at the Asokoro police station, where the hoodlums were arrested, and the following day they have been charged to court, and the case had been adjourned to June. So the punishment, if proven guilty, is for them to pay a fine and also serve a jail term of 3 to 6 months. So the judge has the discretion. So we've been doing that for a very long time. We've been enforcing that, yes.
And with all the enforcement and all that, we have so many of them. So when I say so many, I mean so many of them.
Yeah, we
is
do
it that the fine is not strong enough, or?
Like I was discussing with somebody, and I'm happy and I'm very glad that our media houses like the NTA and other media houses in Abuja are taking this issue seriously, and they are putting us on our toes, which we have been working on. It's not that the enforcement is weak. It's not like we are not working. In fact, we have been arresting people round the clock. They do this in the middle of the night when we have closed work. And that's why we have always worked around the clock to see that we stop them. But you know, I will ask you a question. The traffic light, how many people obey it? Sure. Nigerians are very law abiding, but in most cases, other Nigerians also like breaking the law, and they take it as fun. So we've been arresting them, we've been sensitizing, we've been educating people, and we've been, like my colleague said in your background, we have also provided other places We have over 800 billboards in the city of Abuja. We have several other bridge panels. Those panels you see on the bridges, on the flyover. And then you see some bus shelter. They are all spaces for you to request and to get approval, and you put your poster at some cost. But you know what people do, even before politics, you know, they will say job here, hotel, restaurant, or supermarket. And some of them are fraudulent. They are 419 people that like putting falsehood so that they can bait the gullible, unemployed young people. But we've been enforcing and we've been doing our best. But the saddest thing of all is that people just keep on being stubborn and they like breaking the law. Yes.
Thereby defacing the environment.
Yes. The other sad thing is they even deface the street names. You see, if you are coming to Amoribello Way, Abafeme Aolo, or Shehu Shagari, or any of the routes, you see that they indiscriminately put the posters that at the end of the day, you don't even know which street you are. Even house numbering, you know, even arrows that will caution you if there is a bomb, they just blindly paste the posters. And the saddest thing, they use underage children. So I would like to use this opportunity to also call on parents, if it is possible also to stop their wards, advise their wards from doing this act. You see somebody under 13, 15, 10 years old with a bucket of starch, with brush, you know, putting it on the road corridors, which is a very, very, very sad and disturbing thing.
So you talked about designated places for placing of such posters and permission. How did you go about taking permission, and where are those designated places? You talked about highway, street panels and all that.
Okay. You see, in every street in Abuja, we have about 54 major streets within the FCC, the Federal Capital City. You see, we can talk about them, the Tafawa Balewa that is closer to you, the Herbert Macaulay, the Olo Obasanjo, you know, Awolo, and other streets. We all have panels that you'll see. Some are bigger than others. So all these are available for people to advertise themselves, their products, and market them. So all they need is that there are media houses like New Crystal, Lona, other media houses that they can approach and put their advertisement. Then the bus shelters, you know, you have some bus shelters along streets where ordinarily you're supposed to stop there, where even if it's raining or if there's sun, for you to come. So advertisements are supposed to be put on those panels so that at least people can now come request through the department to say, we want to advertise on these places. And this will ask what type of advertisement is it, for how long do you want it. So where it is a first party thing, we can deal direct. Where it is a third party, then there are practitioners like organizations that are registered with the Department of Outdoor Advertisement and Signage. So we have given them permission. They are registered with us to carry all your billboards along the airport road, along major streets in the city for a period, and you just pay them a fee. But people always choose to be lawless and just paste it and do whatever they like.
So talking about payment of fee, are all agencies, you know, compelled to register before erecting such pasting such
You know, the advertisement industry has a decree since 1988 that has been passed. So Advertisement Practitioner Council of Nigeria is a profession. So you don't just go advertising without following the laid down rules by the act. So nobody will just wake up and become an advertiser. Just like a broadcaster now, you have a registered institution that registers you before you become. So APCON is there to do it. Every advertisement has to get an approval of the content from APCON before it is put to the public. This is to make sure it is decent, it is legal, and it is sensitive to the environment so that it doesn't affect the environment. So nobody will wake up and just write, come and get employment in NTA and just put it on the street. It has to get a certain level of APC certification from APCON that it is okay to go public. Because somebody can say he claims he has some medicinal effects or he has some financial benefits. If it is not regulated by CBN, if it is financial, or the finance ministry, or if it's medicinal, it is not having a NAPCON approval, NAFDAC, NAFDAC approval, so it's not supposed to be carried. So, because the whole city or the whole country works within the ambits of the law. So that is why the advertisement of every product has to go through a certain process. It can be quick. An advertisement can be vetted within a day, and you can get your approval, and you put it up. But you know, people wake up and put all sorts of rubbish on a piece of paper, as simple as just an A4, and just put it on the street.
Some people even use the avenue to defraud.
Yes, defraud people. And unfortunately, we, the citizens, are always gullible also, instead of us to ask questions if they are licensed or not. So that is how you have these networking businesses that lure a lot of young people, male and female, into some 419 fraudulent activities that they fall victims to.
Okay. So let's talk about regulating. How do you regulate this outdoor advertisement, to reduce this pollution? Though you said you have been walking around the clock, and yet they come out in the middle of the night and everybody's sleeping. So how do you checkmate that?
There's a saying that says, as long as the bird is not tired of pitching, we also change our strategies of getting them. Yeah. So we register practitioners that have license from APCON to operate. So what we do is, if you want to place any advertisement, and we regulate the fact that we have engineers, we have town planners, so that the engineering aspect is whatever material. That was why the department was even set up. People are using substandard equipment and materials to erect billboards and signages. So, this can collapse and affect the safety of you and me, citizens of Abuja, citizens of Nigeria. And if there is any rain or something, people will always go to bigger billboards to hide under, so that it protects them either from the sun or rain. So if it is not well done, it can collapse and kill people. And if it doesn't kill people, it can just kill a pedestrian or a motor vehicle that is passing by. So that is why we have engineering, and any engineer that is certifying such structures that they are supposed to use standard materials, they must be current registered engineers, so that we will accept that. Then we do some environmental impact analysis to see the soil that you are going to put these big, massive billboards.
So it's a whole lot of
process.
It's
a whole lot of process.
In a bid to protect.
To protect the environment, the heritage. Okay. You see, like on Zuma Rock now, or Aso Rock now, we won't allow any advertisement to stand, because the Zuma Rock naturally is even more beautiful than any advertisement you put. So if you have a beautiful shop, we won't allow you to do that. So it's regulated to protect you and properties that you have, so that it can be safe.
That's a beautiful one. Thank you so much for enlightening us. And then I want to believe our viewers will know where to or how to go about placing posters, so that they don't deface the beauty of the territory. Yes. Dr. Babagana Adam, we appreciate your time with us on the news at 7. Hope to have you some other time on some other pressing issues.
Thank you very much. I'm glad to be here. Thank you so much.
The news continues after this break. Stay with us.
News as a commodity is our trade. When it breaks in the FCT and environs, our team of professional reporters will definitely be there. NTA Channel 5 Abuja News, using news to connect the grassroots people with the newsmakers and uniting the nation. We serve you the depths of news in politics, economy, education, health, security, infrastructure, even in times of emergencies. Always join our news build at 1 and 7 p.m. daily to be informed of the latest and current happenings. Our on-air personalities are the professionals you desire on the screen. NTA Channel 5 Abuja News, telling you the real news, verifiable and factual, with no room for fake news.
Thank you for staying with us. As Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS marks 47 years of its establishment, West African Civil Society Forum, Nigeria chapter, celebrates the day by sensitizing children at the David IDP camp, Durumi, Abuja, on the benefit of being an ECOWAS member state. Odiri Ogboru Aruteri has details.
The Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, was created by the Treaty of Lagos in Lagos State on May 28, 1975. The aim for its creation was to achieve collective self-sufficiency for member states, establish an economic union in West Africa, in order to raise living standard of its people. To this end, the West African Civil Society Forum took time to educate children in David IDP camp, and other members of the society on ECOWAS and its operations in the region.
The ECOWAS trade liberalization scheme, which means that you can produce your goods here with local content and sell it anywhere without paying tariff.
Belonging to ECOWAS, they should do something better for the people of the sub-region.
Waskov promised to introduce ECOWAS Club in schools across the country in order to sensitize people on activities of ECOWAS.
ECOWAS is not yet on the street, and WhatsApp Nigeria has chosen to make ECOWAS on the street by the grace of God.
We are trying to see how we can bring the interpretations, as it were, ECOWAS of the people to be represented by the people themselves.
ECOWAS was created in May 28, 1975.
In Abuja, Odiri Ogboru, Arutere, Nta News.
Parents and guardians have been reminded to spend quality time in training their children for a better society. The advice was given at the 2022 Children's Day celebration organized by Nigerian Child Development Project in collaboration with National Institute for Cultural Orientation, NICO. Odiri Ogboru Arutere again has the detail.
Parents and guardians took out time to celebrate with their children and words with a message which advocates the need for good parenting and impartation of positive morals and values which are key to the development of children.
Parents abandon their children in pursuit of money, and so most of them don't spend quality time with their children, even at weekends. The rich one feel that money will do it for them, but that money ends up destroying their children.
All I wanted to say to everyone out there is let every child, give every child the opportunity to live their dreams, to express themselves.
The Nigerian Television Authority, the National Institute for Cultural Orientation, NICO, and other corporate organizations were commended for the immense contributions in the areas of child development, training, and monitoring, as well as inculcating values that will groom their children to become good citizens and successful leaders of tomorrow.
People should realize that they should just do their good work, do the best of whatever small work they are doing, because unknown to you, somebody somewhere is watching.
Children are our most wonderful resource, and we should prepare them well so that they'll be able to make our world a better place.
Only government to give children schools, the children that are homeless and everything, who don't have schools. Children that don't have schools, that don't have education, we can provide schools, provide free schools where you don't have to pay school fees for the children.
The children took turns to showcase their various talents as they marked Children's Day. In Abuja, Odiri Ogboru, Arutere, Nta News.
And now talking health, deficiency in vitamins, abuse of drugs, toxins, infection, stress and sleep deprivation, as well as non-healthy living, experts say are factors responsible for disease associated with the elderly in today's world. They also classified poor dental health as a leading factor responsible for the high rate of ailments and deaths among the elderly. Serafina Okon-Omekwe reports that this was part of revelations at the Graceful Aging Fellowship Interactive Session.
Aging gracefully without ailments is the reason for this gathering by the Association of Graceful Aging Fellowship of Nigeria. The essence is to educate its members on healthy living, as they believe that no one dies of old age, but as a result of diseases that comes as a result of unhealthy lifestyles.
Children, and our leader is going to let us.
If time would permit me, just for 30 seconds,
I want you to take hold of your brain.
The guest speaker, Dr. John Tor, a neurotoxicologist, harped on people of ages 40 and above should avoid refined oil, have 7 to 8 hours sleep so as to have tissue rejuvenation, as the increased use of fertilizer by farmers reduces the rich mineral nutrients of vitamin D in foods, while also engaging in proper utilization of oxygen therapy.
We call oxygen utilization is the whole basis of the cause of disease. If our body has enough oxygen and it is able to utilize the oxygen very well, you would live without this.
GRAF today is partnering with Coalition of Societies for the Rights of Older Persons and Coalition of Orphanages to celebrate our children.
The day's activities climaxed with dances and cutting of the cake in commemoration of International Children's Day celebration. Serafina Okon Umekwe, Nta News.
And up next is sports with Wayne Dogo.
Top seed Kadri Haruna yesterday booked a place in the semi-finals of the International Table Tennis Federation African Cup Championship, held at Molade Okayo Thomas Hall of the Teslim Balogun Stadium. Haruna, who dismissed Morocco's Abubakar Boras 4-0, showed how ready he was for this year's ITTF, who has tagged Nigeria as one of their rivals. For the second time in 7 months, Super Eagles and Mexico will come face-to-face in an international friendly. The two teams met in late 2001, and it was Mexico that emerged victorious. During a pre-match conference, Martino said Nigeria is not just an African country, but a rival to their ambition. And to tennis, defending champion Novak Djokovic produced another outstanding display as he reached the French Open 4th round without dropping a set all week. Serbia's Djokovic 34 won 6-3, 6-3, 6-2, saving one break point in the third set against Slovenia's Aljaz Badini. The top seed remains on course for a potential quarter-final meeting with Spain's 13-time champion Rafael Nadal. Nadal, who also moved into the last 16 on Friday with a 6-3, 6-2 win over Dutch opponent Botic van der Zalschlop. Wayne Dogo, NTA News.
And that's the news. We thank you for watching. Do have a beautiful weekend. Bye for now.